Hi students, welcome back to my channel Ultrasound Whispers. We are starting a new series of lecture on echocardiography. Today we will discuss the structure of heart, and I have made this lecture into two parts. Making of images with the help of ultrasound is called echocardiography. Let's jump to our topic regarding with the structure of heart, and this is the part 1. So when we talk about heart, what first thing comes in our head is love, some emotions like enthusiasm, sadness, excitement. We attribute kindness and care to the heart, and the most often question asked that whether uh, what is the source of these feelings and emotions, whether it is heart or it's a brain, and actually who is the decision maker. In my humble opinion, brain and heart are interrelated. Heart and brain affect each other. So as far as the shape of the heart is concerned, when we talk about the shape of the heart, the shape that comes in our head is like this. But the picture that anatomy books and textbooks shows, that is quite different from the picture that we have in our head. As far as the location of the heart is concerned, the heart is located between the two lungs, uh, in front of the vertebral column and behind the sternum bone. And it has, the upper part is called the base of the heart, and lower part is called apex of the heart. And heart is not located on the left side, but it is located in the middle of the chest cavity or thoracic cavity, and its apex is extended towards the left. The thoracic cavity protects the heart, and these ribs, this is the second rib, and this is third rib, and the space between these two ribs is called intercostal space. Intercostal space. Inter mean between, and costal mean ribs. So the space between the rib is used to image heart. And heart is located between second rib to the fifth intercostal space. Hence, heart is located behind the sternum, and this is the sternum, bone of sternum. It is also called wishbone. So this heart is also called retrosternal organ. Retrosternal organ. Retro mean behind. An organ that is present behind the sternum. And the pain related to the heart is also referred to as retrosternal pain. The pain that arises behind the sternum is called retrosternal pain. Heart is a muscular and powerful organ, and its main objective is to produce power, and this power is used to push the blood at the tissue levels deep inside the body, because for the survival of the tissues, it is mandatory that they are supplied with oxygen and nutrient, and their waste product should be eliminated. And this function is performed by the force of the heart. So we know that tissues are made up of cells, and when tissue combines, they make organs, and organs make system. Like cardiovascular system comprises heart, arteries, and veins. Let's see what happens when blood reaches at the level of tissue. Suppose here is a tissue. Blood loaded with oxygen and nutrients reaches tissues and provide it oxygen and nutrients. This is called perfusion. And the waste product of carbon dioxide are received by this blood. And these metabolites, these waste products and carbon dioxide, then again handed over to the lungs, from where carbon dioxide escape from the body, and other waste products are handed over to the kidneys, and they are also eliminated from the body. So it's vital for the tissues, for the survival of the tissue, that they should be provided with oxygen and nutrients, and their waste product like carbon dioxide should be removed from them. And this duty is performed by the blood, and blood cannot reach without the help of force of the heart. That's why nature has made it very muscular. And blood act like a waiter. As a waiter brings foods for you in the restaurant, similarly blood brings food for the tissues. They supply oxygen and nutrients and remove carbon dioxide and other waste product. So another unique feature of the heart is that it's a very amazing organ that never get tired. It beats throughout your life. And how does it possible? It is possible because of this organelle that is called mitochondria. Cells of the heart that are called cardiomyocytes contains a large mitochondria, and mitochondria is actually the powerhouse of a cell. How does it produces power? There are two types of reactions: anaerobic and aerobic respirations. Aerobic respiration in the presence of oxygen, and anaerobic is the respiration without oxygen, and aerobic is respiration with oxygen. So these two process, aerobic and anaerobic respirations, produces energy in the form of ATP, adenosine triphosphate, and this energy is utilized for the contraction of the heart and generation of the force. And this energy get heart going all of our life, and heart never get blood flow. So as far as the layers of the heart is concerned, it has three layers. Number one, the outer layer is called epicardium, outermost layer, and then the muscular layer that produce the force or generate the power of contraction, and this is called myocardial layer, myocardial, myo muscles, and the innermost is the layer consists of epithelial cell, and these epithelial cells make the surface smooth and slippery, and it helps in the laminar flow of the blood. And avoid turbulent flow. So there are two types of the flow. Number one, laminar flow. Laminar flow is the flow in the form of layers. This is the smooth flow, and in the center the speed of the blood flow is high. As we go further, it slows down. So it's laminar flow. And if the blood moves in different directions in chaotic manner, this is called turbulent flow. And we do not need turbulent flow in this chamber. So these smooth epithelial cells help to avoid turbulent flow, and hence these epitheliums are located deep inside, so they are also called endothelium. And whole heart is enveloped in a double membrane sac that has two layers. Fibrous layer, and this sac is called pericardial sac. Pericardial sac. Peri mean around, cardia mean heart. So this is located around the heart, that is called pericardial sac. So this pericardial sac has two membranes. Number one, fibrous membrane, and other is serous membrane. As the name indicates, the serous membrane produces serous fluid, and serous membrane is further divided into visceral and parietal layer. So this is called parietal layer, and this is called visceral layer that touches the surface of the heart. Truly speaking, this is actually the epicardium, the outermost layer of the heart. And the serous membrane, as we talked, that talk about that, they produce a serous fluid. They produce a serous fluid of yellow color, a straw color, that is called pericardial fluid, and it's about 50 ml in volume. And if I zoom out this pericardial cavity here, so there is a continuous production of pericardial fluid and continuous absorption of this fluid. There is equilibrium between production and absorption of this fluid. When this equilibrium is disturbed and less fluid is absorbed and there is more production of fluid, and the volume becomes more than 50 ml, so this situation is called pericardial effusion. And if this pericardial effusion increased to this extent that intrapericardial pressure is increased, and this intrapericardial pressure pushes the walls of the heart inside and put a pressure on the walls of the heart and hinders in its normal performance, this pericardial effusion is called cardiac tamponade. And we will discuss in further lectures in what condition this cardiac tamponade occurs, and what is the difference between massive pleural effusion and what is the role of the pericardial effusion. And by the way, this pericardial fluid act as lubricant and help the heart to avoid friction, and any accumulation of the fluid in a short period of time is kind of dangerous, and accumulation of large fluid with the passage of a long time is not so dangerous, because heart adapts itself with this change. So we discussed pericardial, sac, fibrous layer, serous layer, visceral and parietal. We also discussed epicardial. Thank you very much for being with me, and please subscribe and like this video. Hopefully we'll see in the next video very soon. Thank you once again.